The morning light filters through the foggy glass, casting a soft glow into the tranquil greenhouse. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves of the plants, causing them to sway ever so slightly. Tendrils of moisture cling to the surfaces, reflecting the muted hues of the lantern light. The soil beneath feels cool and damp to the touch, a testament to the greenhouse's constant humidity. She moves with purpose, her fingers gently probing the earth as she checks the moisture levels of each pot. Her delicate hands are adorned with calluses from years of tending to these fragile creatures, a badge of honor in her solitary pursuit. The sound of water droplets falling into the collection basin echoes softly, providing a soothing rhythm for her work. She pours water from the basin, watching as it seeps into the thirsty soil, nourishing the plants that rely on her care. Each plant has its own unique texture, from the velvety surface of the ferns to the bumpy skin of the cacti. As she moves through the greenhouse, she brushes against leaves and stems, leaving a trail of disturbed air in her wake. The snail continues its journey along the dew-kissed foliage, leaving a silvery trail that glistens in the subdued light. Their slow progress is mesmerizing, a reminder to savor each moment and appreciate the beauty of stillness. The scent of damp earth and fresh growth fills her senses, grounding her in this peaceful sanctuary. Time seems to stretch on endlessly within the confines of the greenhouse, allowing her to lose herself in the rhythm of her duties. Stillness, warmth. She gazes at the snail's silvery trail, tracing its path with her eyes, lost in thought. The texture of the snail's shell is rough under her fingertips as she carefully picks it up, examining its intricate patterns. It moves ever so slightly, responding to her touch with a delicate tentative motion, like a dance between two ancient partners. She sets the snail back down gently on the damp foliage, watching as it resumes its journey along the dew-covered leaves. The sound of water dripping fills her ears once again, drawing her attention to the basin and the soothing cycle it represents. As she continues her work, she finds solace in the repetition of these simple tasks, a calming ballet of care and nurture. The texture of the pottery beneath her hands is warm and earthen, each piece unique in its form and function. She admires the way the roots cling to the soil, seeking sustenance and support, just as she does in this quiet sanctuary. With every breath, she takes in the scent of the greenhouse, a symphony of damp earth, blooming flowers, and fresh growth. As her fingers trace the contours of a particularly delicate flower, she feels an overwhelming sense of connectedness to all living things. The greenhouse caretaker rises with the foggy glass morning, her movements gentle as she begins her daily ritual of tending to her plants. She steps onto the cool stone floor, feeling the texture beneath her bare feet and listening to the soft rustle of leaves outside. As the sunlight filters through the misted glass panes, it casts an ethereal glow upon the vibrant foliage within. Her fingers trace the intricate patterns on each leaf, savoring the tactile experience as she prepares to water her charges. With a steady hand, she fills a clay pitcher from a ceramic basin, feeling the weight of it in her arms. She walks along the rows of plants, pouring water into each pot with a tender touch, watching as droplets cascade down and collect at the base. The sound of water is muted, absorbed by the earth and leaves, creating a soothing symphony that fills the air. As she moves from plant to plant, she observes a snail making its way along a stem, leaving behind a silvery trail. She watches its slow progress, mesmerized by the simplicity of its journey and the perseverance it displays. The dew on the leaves sparkles like tiny diamonds in the soft lantern light, adding another layer to the enchanting scene. She folds a wilted leaf gently between her fingers, feeling the crunch of the dry material contrasting with the supple texture of the living foliage around it. Her breath fogs the glass as she leans in closer to the snail, observing its tiny, delicate shell and wondering about its hidden world within. With every water droplet that falls onto the leaves, it creates ripples on the surface, mirroring the calmness of the morning. As she continues her task, she feels a sense of unity with all living things, each one interconnected in their own special way. She pauses to admire the roots of an especially hardy plant, marveling at how they seek out nutrients and support like tendrils reaching for light. In this moment, she finds solace in the repetition of her actions, a ballet of care and nurture that brings life to her beloved greenhouse. The foggy glass morning slowly gives way to brighter daylight, but she remains undisturbed by its arrival, lost in her meditative state. With each plant watered and each leaf tended to, she feels a growing sense of peace and contentment wash over her. As the final droplets of water fall onto the thirsty earth, she takes a deep breath, savoring the fragrant air and the quiet whispers of the greenhouse. In the dim lantern light, she moves with a gentle rhythm, her hands tracing the contours of each delicate leaf. The air is filled with the soft hum of life, the steady drop of water finding its way to the parched earth. Her breath mingles with the misty atmosphere, creating ripples in the stillness that surrounds her. Each plant responds to her touch, unfurling its leaves and reaching towards her nurturing hands. As she tends to them, she feels a deep connection with these silent sentinels of the greenhouse, their roots entwined with hers in an unspoken dance. The snail continues its slow journey across the dew-kissed leaves, leaving behind a silvery trail that sparkles in the low light. It moves with purpose and grace, as if guided by some invisible force that leads it through the maze of foliage. She watches it with quiet fascination, seeing herself reflected in its solitary voyage, a shared journey towards understanding and acceptance. In this tranquil space, time seems to stand still, allowing her to lose herself in the beauty of these simple moments. The greenhouse becomes a sanctuary, a refuge from the chaos outside, where she can find peace and solace in the repetition of her tasks. With each watering can filled and each plant tended to, she feels a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment wash over her. The warmth of the sun slowly begins to filter through the glass panes, casting golden rays across the verdant landscape within. She continues her work undisturbed by its arrival, lost in the soothing rhythm of her daily routine. Her fingers trace the glass, feeling the cool condensation that clings to its surface like a thin layer of diamonds. The sound of water droplets falling into the basin below creates a calming melody, a lullaby for the sleeping seeds and roots beneath her feet. As darkness gives way to dawn, the greenhouse transforms into a kaleidoscope of light and shadow, a living tapestry woven from life's simplest threads. In this hallowed space, she finds solace in the interconnectedness of all things, a reminder that even in our loneliest moments, we are never truly alone. With each day that passes, her bond with the greenhouse and its inhabitants grows stronger, anchoring her to this peaceful haven amidst the storms of life. As the first light seeps through the glass walls, it paints a linen, soft twilight within the greenhouse. The keeper awakens, her fingers tracing the cool condensation that clings to the foggy panes. Droplets of dew glisten like precious jewels upon the leaves and petals, each one a tiny mirror reflecting the dawn's gentle glow. She tenderly pours water into the basins, the liquid caressing the thirsty soil before seeping into the roots below. The plants sway ever so slightly, as if offering a silent thanks for her nurturing touch. A single snail moves across the damp floor, leaving behind a silvery trail like an artist's brushstroke on watercolor paper. Its slow journey mirrors her own steady pace, reminding her of life's simple pleasures and the beauty found in patience. Each step the snail takes is meticulously observed, as if watching a dance performed just for her eyes. She breathes in deeply, savoring the earthy scent of damp soil and fresh greenery that fills the air within the greenhouse. The symphony of nature plays softly around her, the rustle of leaves whispering secrets, the gentle drip of water finding its way. In this tranquil haven, she finds solace in the rhythmic ebb and flow of life that surrounds her, a soothing lullaby for her soul. With every moment spent tending to her plants, she feels more deeply connected to the living world that envelops her. She folds herself onto a wooden bench, watching as the sunlight begins to stream through the glass, painting the walls in warm hues. The keeper closes her eyes, feeling the warmth of the sun on her face and the gentle rustle of leaves against her skin. Each breath she takes carries with it the essence of life, a reminder that she is an integral part of this interwoven tapestry. As the day unfolds, she loses herself in the beauty of her surroundings, finding peace within the embrace of the foggy morning. The greenhouse, once a solitary sanctuary, has now become her heart's home, a place where she feels truly alive. With a quiet smile upon her lips, she rises from the bench and continues her daily ritual, cherishing every moment within this haven of tranquility. As the first light of dawn seeps through the foggy glass, it dances upon the droplets clinging to leaves and petals within the greenhouse. Each drop refracts the golden hue, casting a mesmerizing display that seems to whisper stories of the night. The keeper gently rises from her bench, stretching out her limbs as if awakening from a deep slumber. With a soft sigh, she begins her daily ritual, each movement fluid and deliberate like the unfurling of a fern. Her fingers trace the contours of leaves, their velvety texture soothing her senses as she tends to her botanical charges. The watering can drips a steady rhythm, echoing the heartbeat of the earth and lulling her into a meditative state. In this sacred space, time seems to lose all meaning, melding together in a timeless symphony of life. A snail emerges from its hideaway, leaving a silvery trail in its wake as it embarks on its leisurely journey. The keeper watches the snail's slow progress with a sense of awe and reverence, seeing herself reflected in its patience. Each step is an act of surrender to the flow of life, reminding her of the beauty found in stillness. Within the embrace of the foggy morning, she finds solace in the simple tasks that anchor her to this moment. The rustle of leaves, the drip of water, and the whispering wind all sing a song of harmony and interconnectedness. She pauses for a moment to take it all in, feeling the warmth of the sun on her skin and the coolness of the stone beneath her feet. The scent of earth and blooming flowers fills her lungs, reminding her that she is an integral part of this living tapestry. In this haven of tranquility, she finds solace in the rhythmic dance of life, feeling a profound sense of interconnectedness with all living things. The greenhouse keeper gently watered each plant, her hands caressing the soft leaves with tender care. Dew droplets clung to the petals like glistening jewels, shimmering in the warm sunlight filtering through. With each slow drip of water, life was nourished and renewed, a testament to nature's endless cycle. She moved with the rhythm of the earth itself, her steps echoing softly against the cool stone floor. The air within the greenhouse was alive with the hum of insects, each one performing its tiny role in this grand symphony. Her eyes followed a solitary snail as it traced delicate silver lines across the damp foliage. Its journey seemed to mirror her own, slow and purposeful, in harmony with the world around it. The keeper paused, taking a moment to breathe in the sweet scent of blooming flowers, letting it fill her soul. Her heart swelled with gratitude for this sanctuary, where she could find peace among the chaos of life outside. With each passing day, the greenhouse became more than just a place of work. It was her haven, her sanctuary. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm golden light throughout the greenhouse, she felt an overwhelming sense of tranquility. The silvery trails left by the snail seemed to glow in the fading light, reminding her of the interconnectedness of all things. She folded her hands together and closed her eyes, savoring the quiet moments that filled her heart with peace. Within this peaceful haven, she found solace in the gentle dance of life, feeling deeply connected to the world around her. The greenhouse keeper stood there for what felt like an eternity, lost in thought and surrounded by the beauty of nature's wonders. As darkness fell, she bid farewell to her plants and the snail, their silent company a source of comfort and strength. She left the greenhouse with a renewed spirit, ready to face the world outside, knowing that within its walls she belonged. The first light of dawn gently caressed the greenhouse, awakening the keeper to another day. She approached her plants with tender hands, their leaves rustling softly under her touch. With a steady breath, she began her daily ritual, watering each plant with care and love. The droplets of water danced on the leaves, creating a soothing melody that filled the air. She paused to observe a snail making its way across the floor, leaving behind a silvery trail in its wake. Its pace was leisurely, almost meditative, as if savoring each step and every moment. The keeper felt an inexplicable connection with the slow-moving creature, understanding its patience. As she tended to her plants, she too moved at a slower pace, allowing herself to be fully present. The greenhouse seemed to hum with life, the soft rustling of leaves, the distant chirping of birds. Time seemed to slow down, stretching into an eternal morning as she immersed herself in this sanctuary. She drifted from one task to another, each movement fluid and deliberate, like a dance with nature itself. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the greenhouse bathed in warm golden light, creating a comforting glow. The keeper breathed in deeply, savoring the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers that filled her nostrils. She found solace in this simple routine, a quiet refuge from the noise of the outside world. As dusk approached, she gazed out at the fading light, watching as shadows lengthened and colors faded. With a sense of contentment, she prepared to leave her greenhouse haven, carrying with her the essence of peace. The snail had reached its destination, the tip of a tender shoot, and now rested serenely in the dewdrop-kissed sunlight. As she closed the door behind her, she felt an overwhelming sense of interconnectedness to the plants, the snail, and the world beyond. She walked away from the greenhouse, her heart full of gratitude for the tranquil moments spent within its walls. And so, another day came to a close, with the keeper carrying the memories of her peaceful sanctuary with her wherever she went. At the first light of dawn, a tender mist settled over the greenhouse. The keeper stepped inside, her feet sinking into the soft earth beneath her slippers. She reached for the watering can, its cool wood against her fingertips. A gentle rain fell from the spout as she began to tend to her beloved plants. Each droplet found its way through the leaves and soil, nourishing life within. The air was alive with the quiet hum of morning, dew settling on each surface. She moved slowly, her breath warm against her cheek as she watered row after row. In this hallowed space, time seemed to slow and bend like a willow in the wind. The keeper felt her worries drift away with each passing moment. A snail crawled along one of the rows, its trail shimmering like moonlight on water. She watched it transfixed as it moved with purpose, yet without haste. Its shell glistened in the soft light filtering through the glass ceiling above. The keeper felt a sense of kinship with the snail and its unhurried journey. As she watered the final plant, she whispered a quiet blessing upon it. With the greenhouse filled with life and warmth, she prepared to leave. The door creaked open under her gentle touch, revealing the world beyond. A soft breeze carried the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers towards her. She stepped out into the day, carrying with her a sense of calm and tranquility. The snail continued its journey, leaving a trail of silver behind it in the dew-kissed foliage. The keeper walked away from the greenhouse, feeling connected to all living things around her. As evening fell, the world seemed bathed in a golden light, reflecting her peaceful state. Her heart was full of gratitude for the sanctuary she found within the walls of the greenhouse. In this simple act of nurturing life, she discovered a deeper understanding of interconnectedness. Morning sunlight seeped through the foggy glass, bathing the greenhouse in a gentle glow. The keeper entered with slow, deliberate steps, embracing the stillness within. Water droplets clung to leaves and petals, creating a shimmering tapestry of light. She reached out to touch a velvety fern frond, savoring its cool, damp texture under her fingers. Her breath fogged the air as she whispered softly, a gentle melody intermingling with the rustle of leaves. With a tender touch, she watered each plant, watching as droplets danced upon their outstretched limbs. The snail continued its journey along the wooden beams, leaving a silvery trail in its wake. Its pace was unhurried, reminding her of the importance of slowness and patience in life. She watched as it navigated the maze of foliage with graceful determination, finding beauty in each small step. The greenhouse hummed with the quiet symphony of growth, a testament to the interconnectedness of all things. As the day wore on and shadows lengthened, the keeper felt her own energy waning. She sat down upon a wooden bench, allowing herself to be cradled by its familiar embrace. Her gaze lingered on the snail's final resting place, nestled between two delicate petals. With a sigh, she closed her eyes and let the soothing sounds of the greenhouse wash over her. Time seemed to slow, merging into an endless expanse of tranquility. As evening approached, the sunlight filtered through the fog, casting a warm, golden glow upon the keeper's face. She opened her eyes and found herself surrounded by a world imbued with a profound sense of peace. The snail's silver trail shimmered in the fading light, a reminder of the delicate web of life that connected them all. With a heart full of gratitude, she rose to leave the sanctuary, carrying with her a renewed understanding of interconnectedness and harmony. As the greenhouse door closed behind her, the soft whispers of the night enveloped her, cradling her in its gentle embrace. With the break of dawn, the greenhouse caretaker steps into her sanctuary, greeted by the soft glow of sunlight filtering through the foggy glass. The air inside is damp and heavy, with the scent of earth and blooming flowers, a comforting embrace after the crisp morning chill outside. She makes her way carefully along the narrow pathways between rows of verdant plants, each one a testament to her tender care. Her fingers brush against delicate leaves as she moves, a gentle touch that seems to awaken them from their slumber. As she reaches for the watering can, Her breath fogs up the cool glass of the greenhouse, leaving an ephemeral reminder of her presence. She pours the cool liquid slowly and carefully onto the parched soil, watching as it seeps down into the roots, bringing life to the plants. Her movements are slow and rhythmic, mirroring the ebb and flow of the natural world around her. In the distance, a solitary snail embarks on its own journey, leaving a silvery trail in its wake. The keeper watches as it crawls along, its pace unhurried and steady, much like her own. She finds herself drawn to this simple creature, moving through its world with such quiet determination. The snail's path seems to weave a tale of interconnectedness, a reminder that every living thing plays a part in the grand tapestry of life. With each passing moment, the fog outside begins to lift, revealing a world bathed in the soft light of morning. The greenhouse, once enshrouded in mist, now appears as a haven of tranquility amidst the bustling day. As she closes her eyes and inhales deeply, the keeper feels a sense of peace wash over her, filling her heart with warmth and contentment. She continues to tend to her plants, lost in thought and appreciating the simple beauty of this quiet oasis. The snail's journey has left its mark on her soul, inspiring a newfound appreciation for the delicate balance of life. As twilight descends upon the greenhouse, she carries this essence of tranquil unity within her heart. In the serene greenhouse, the keeper finds peace in nurturing flora and following a snail's languid pilgrimage. With every water droplet that falls from her can, she feels more connected to the world around her. The soft whispers of the night envelop her as she leaves, cradling her in its gentle embrace. As the greenhouse door closes behind her, she takes a moment to reflect on the beauty and simplicity of her day. Her eyes drift closed, and she breathes in deeply, savoring the memory of the damp earth and blooming flowers that fill her heart with comfort. As the golden dusk cast its warm hue upon the serene greenhouse, the caretaker stepped inside, enveloped by the gentle embrace of the humid air. She moved with deliberate grace, watering each plant with tender care, feeling the cool can in her hand and the damp earth beneath her fingers. The dew-kissed leaves glistened like emeralds in the soft light filtering through the foggy glass panes. With every drop of water that fell from the spout, she felt a subtle connection to the delicate flora, nurturing them as they grew. The air was thick with the scent of blooming flowers and rich soil, a fragrant symphony that soothed her soul. In the corner, a lone snail embarked on its leisurely journey, leaving a silvery trail in its wake, as if painting the path of its pilgrimage. She watched it move with curiosity and admiration, marveling at its slow yet purposeful movement through the green world around it. The snail's pace seemed to mirror her own thoughts, encouraging her to slow down and appreciate the beauty in each moment. As she observed the snail, she felt a profound sense of unity with all living things, as if they were all part of one interconnected tapestry. The greenhouse caretaker found solace in this realization, feeling the weight of the world lift from her shoulders as she embraced her role in this intricate dance of life. With every breath she took, she felt her spirit grow stronger, nourished by the tranquil energy that filled the air around her. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the verdant landscape within the greenhouse, she felt a renewed sense of purpose and harmony. The gentle rustling of leaves and soft whisper of the night seemed to echo her own heartbeat, reminding her that she was part of something much larger than herself. With a content smile on her lips, she turned to leave the greenhouse, carrying the essence of tranquil unity within her heart. As the door closed behind her and the golden dusk faded into twilight, she felt an abiding sense of peace, knowing that she had spent the day in service to the living earth. As Dawn's soft fingers gently kissed the serene greenhouse, the caretaker stepped inside. She felt the cool air brush against her skin, carrying with it a promise of tranquility. The morning mist danced playfully through the rows of verdant plants, creating a scene straight out of a dream. Her fingers delicately brushed against the velvety leaves as she watered each one, offering them nourishment and life. In the quiet solitude, she found herself entranced by the delicate dance of dewdrops on the foliage above. Their tiny reflections shimmered like a million miniature suns, casting an ethereal glow throughout the greenhouse. With every drop that fell, she felt her own spirit grow stronger, drawn to the calming energy of the surrounding flora. As the sunlight began to seep through the glass panes, it bathed everything in a warm golden hue, creating an ambience of peace and serenity. And there, amidst this living tapestry, she noticed a lonely snail embarking on its own journey. Its silvery trail traced a path through the greenhouse, leaving behind a testament to its leisurely pilgrimage. She watched as it moved with purpose yet without haste, seemingly content in its solitary voyage. As she observed the snail's journey, she felt a deep sense of interconnectedness begin to bloom within her heart. The delicate balance between the snail and the plants, the air and the earth, it all seemed so intricately woven together. With each passing moment, her understanding of this web of life grew stronger, filling her with a renewed sense of purpose. As twilight descended upon the greenhouse, she carried this essence of tranquil unity within her heart, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. The door creaked softly as it closed behind her, sealing in the memories of the day and the lessons learned from nature's gentle embrace. The first light of dawn kissed the glass panes of the greenhouse, casting a warm glow within. Inside, a sea of emerald foliage swayed gently in the tender embrace of the morning air. Dewdrops glistened like tiny jewels on each leaf, reflecting the soft light and casting 1,000 miniature rainbows. The caretaker entered the greenhouse, her footsteps silent as she moved amongst the plants with reverence. Her fingers delicately traced the stems of delicate flowers, their petals unfurling to greet the new day. She watered each plant with tender care, the droplets landing like soft kisses on the thirsty earth. A snail slowly traversed the surface of a large leaf, leaving behind a silvery trail as it moved. The caretaker watched its progress, mesmerized by the simplicity and grace of its journey. She felt the interconnectedness of all living things deep within her soul, a sense of unity with nature. With each breath, she drew in the scent of damp earth and fresh growth, letting it fill her heart with peace. The sun climbed higher in the sky, casting longer shadows and bathing everything in warm, golden light. As twilight approached, the greenhouse transformed into a tranquil sanctuary, bathed in the soft glow of lantern light. The caretaker stood amongst her plants, cradling them gently in her arms as if they were precious children. She whispered words of love and encouragement to each one, nurturing their growth with every ounce of her being. The snail continued its journey, undisturbed by the passage of time or the changes in light. Its slow pace seemed to mirror the caretaker's own sense of stillness and inner calm. As dusk descended upon the greenhouse, she carried an essence of peaceful unity within her heart. With each step she took towards the door, she felt a renewed sense of purpose and balance in the world. She walked back to her home, the warmth of the greenhouse still lingering in her heart, and the silvery trails of the snail etched into her mind. In the soft, linen-tinted twilight, the greenhouse nestles against the gentle hills. The caretaker approaches, her steps whispering on the stone path, feeling the coolness seep through her shoes. She pushes open the foggy glass door with a soft creak, welcoming the embrace of the warm air inside. Her fingers brush against the velvety leaves as she tenders to her green children, each touch a gentle caress. The plants sway lightly in response, their roots reaching deeper into the earth, seeking sustenance and comfort. A single snail emerges from its hidden shelter, leaving a silver trail on the damp foliage as it begins its leisurely journey. She watches it with a tender smile, mirroring the slow rhythm of her own breath. Time seems to pause in this hallowed space, the caretaker and the snail existing in perfect harmony. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the greenhouse floor, the air grows cooler and damper. The caretaker picks up a watering can, its wooden handle smooth from years of use. She pours tender streams onto the parched soil, watching as life springs forth anew with each droplet. Her fingers graze the snail's trail, feeling its cool, silvery texture against her skin. In this moment, she is one with nature, understanding that every living thing has a role to play in this grand symphony. The greenhouse holds a world within it, a place of tranquility and growth where time seems to slow down. She inhales deeply, filling her lungs with the sweet scent of damp earth and blooming flowers. Each breath she takes is a reminder of the delicate balance that exists in this sanctuary. As darkness descends upon the greenhouse, the snail finds its way back to its hidden shelter, leaving behind a shimmering trail. The caretaker carries an essence of peaceful unity within her heart, feeling a renewed sense of interconnectedness and balance. She closes the door behind her, the soft glow from inside lingering in her mind as she walks back to her home. In the early morning, a soft fog hangs over the greenhouse, lending a dreamy quality to the emerald surroundings. The caretaker moves with purpose, each step echoing softly on the stone floor. She reaches for a watering can, the cool metal sending ripples through her touch. As she pours water onto the soil, droplets scatter like diamonds, reflecting the lantern light in brilliant flashes. The plants seem to drink deeply, their leaves unfurling with quiet gratitude. A snail crawls by, leaving a silvery trail in its wake. It moves at a pace that matches her own sense of calm. Her fingers trace the snail's path, feeling the cool, slick surface beneath. The caretaker leans in close to a delicate fern, whispering words of encouragement as she waters it gently. She can almost feel the roots reaching out for her touch, seeking nourishment and comfort. A soft rustle catches her ear, a gentle breeze playing with the leaves overhead. Her eyes follow its path, watching as shadows dance across the greenhouse floor. The caretaker stands still, allowing the tranquility to wash over her. In this moment, she feels truly at peace. She inhales deeply, savoring the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers that fills her lungs. At the break of dawn, she enters the greenhouse with a bucket of fresh water. The dew-kissed leaves shimmer under the soft linen, twilight glow. Her fingers trace the cool glass panes as she makes her way inside. She can hear the distant chirping of birds, their songs weaving through the air. Her eyes meet a slow-moving snail, leaving behind a silvery trail on a leaf. The sight brings her a sense of calm and contentment. With each step, she listens to the gentle rustling of leaves above. She feels the damp earth beneath her feet, nurturing the growing plants. Her hands gently water the delicate flora, each drip soothing her soul. The droplets glisten on the leaves like tiny diamonds in the muted light. As she moves from plant to plant, she breathes in the earthy scent surrounding her. The fragrance of damp earth and blooming flowers fills her lungs, cleansing her mind. She watches as the droplets cascade down the leaves, joining the snail's silvery path. In this moment, she feels truly at one with nature, each living thing in harmony. The greenhouse becomes a tranquil sanctuary where time stands still. As the day unfolds, she finds solace in the simple act of watering plants. With each passing minute, her worries seem to fade away into the misty air. She feels the warmth of the sun filtering through the glass panes, embracing her. The caretaker's heart swells with gratitude for this peaceful haven. As twilight approaches, she takes one last look at her verdant companions. With a sense of renewed balance and purpose, she leaves the greenhouse behind. Outside, the sky is painted in hues of pink and orange, signaling the end of day. As dawn breaks, she enters the greenhouse, greeted by a symphony of dew droplets on leaves. The droplets glisten like emerald jewels in the soft morning light, casting dappled shadows on the floor. The air is heavy with the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers, soothing her senses as she moves through the space. She reaches out to gently water each plant, feeling their stems tremble beneath her touch. Her fingers trace the contours of the foliage, leaving invisible whispers on their surfaces. In this moment, she is one with nature, her breath syncing with the rhythm of the greenhouse. The hum of life around her fills her heart with a sense of belonging and serenity. A lone snail traverses a leaf, leaving a silvery trail behind like a secret message from another world. She watches it journey, its pace unhurried, mirroring the quietude of the morning. The sound of water droplets falling from leaves creates a soothing lullaby that fills her soul. Time seems too slow as she loses herself in this tranquil sanctuary, all worries dissolving away. The sunlight dances through the greenhouse, illuminating every corner with a soft glow. Her eyes follow the patterns of light as they dance across the walls and floor. The snail has now reached the edge of a leaf, pausing to admire the view before continuing its voyage. Each step it takes seems to carry with it a message of patience and resilience. As she observes this small creature, she feels a profound connection to its journey. With her work complete, she takes one last look around, drinking in the beauty of her green paradise. As twilight approaches, she prepares to leave, carrying the essence of this tranquil space within her. The sky outside is painted in hues of pink and orange, a gentle farewell to the day. She steps out into the evening air, feeling renewed and balanced after her time in the greenhouse. In the quiet lantern light, she carries with her the memory of dew, kissed leaves, the scent of damp earth, and the leisurely journey of a lone snail. As she walks away from the greenhouse, she knows that this sanctuary will always be a source of peace and harmony for her soul. She carries with her the memory of dew, kissed leaves, the scent of damp earth, and the leisurely journey of a lone snail. In the soft glow of moonlight, each leaf shimmers like a tiny emerald in the dappled shadows. The delicate hairs on plant stems catch the faintest breeze, whispering secrets only nature can understand. Dewdrops cling to petals and leaves, reflecting the pale silvery light of the moon overhead. She observes a snail traversing its slow, serene path, leaving behind a silvery trail as evidence of its journey. Its pace is unhurried, mirroring her own sense of calm and stillness within this verdant haven. The caretaker tenderly waters each plant, watching as the droplets cling to their leaves before sinking into the damp earth below. She feels a deep connection to these living beings, understanding that she is but one part of this intricate web of life. As her fingers brush against the soft velvet of a flower's petals, she can feel its subtle pulse, alive and vibrant beneath her touch. The scent of damp earth fills her nostrils, grounding her in this moment, reminding her of the cyclical nature of life itself. She folds herself on to a nearby bench, allowing the tranquility of the greenhouse to wash over her like a soothing balm. Her breath mingles with the air, visible in the cool night breeze as tiny wisps of vapor that quickly dissipate. The quiet hum of life continues around her, the rustle of leaves, the gentle drip of water, and the occasional chirping of a nocturnal creature. She loses track of time within these walls, absorbed in the rhythmic dance of nature that unfolds before her eyes. As dawn approaches, sunlight begins to filter through the foggy glass panes, casting gentle rays across the dew-kissed foliage. The caretaker awakens from her peaceful reverie, feeling a profound sense of unity with the verdant flora that surrounds her. She stands up slowly, stretching her limbs as she prepares to embark on another day within this tranquil sanctuary. The soft glow of morning light bathes everything in a warm golden hue, illuminating the beauty of each delicate bloom and glistening dewdrop. As the golden dusk begins to descend, she gently closes each glass pane of the greenhouse with a soft whisper. Her movements are slow and deliberate, respecting the serenity that envelops this sacred space. She takes one last glance around, committing every detail to memory: the vibrant hues of the blooms, the subtle shimmer of dewdrops on leaves. With a final, tender touch to a fragile leaf, she turns and walks towards the exit, leaving behind the warmth of the greenhouse. As she steps outside, the cool evening air wraps around her like a soft embrace, a stark contrast to the cozy interior she's just left. The twilight sky is painted with hues of violet and pink, casting an ethereal glow on everything it touches. Each step she takes leads her further into the embrace of nature, a gentle reminder of the bond she shares with it. Her heart swells with gratitude for this tranquil sanctuary that has nurtured her soul and brought balance to her life. She walks through the garden, pausing occasionally to touch the velvety petals of a flower or the cool bark of a tree. The rustling leaves above seem to whisper words of encouragement and peace as they dance in the gentle evening breeze. As she reaches her home, she feels a profound connection to the earth beneath her feet and the sky above her head. Night begins to fall, enveloping her in its quiet embrace as she steps inside, carrying with her the essence of the greenhouse and all its tranquil beauty. The dimly lit room is a soothing contrast to the brightness of the day, inviting her to unwind and rest. She settles into her favorite armchair by the window, the cool glass against her cheek as she gazes out at the starry sky. Her mind wanders back to the greenhouse, remembering the snail's leisurely journey and the delicate dance of life it represented. The soft glow of a nearby lamp casts gentle shadows on the walls, creating an ambience reminiscent of the golden dusk in the greenhouse. She closes her eyes, feeling a sense of calm wash over her as she allows herself to be lulled by the sounds of the night. Breathing in deeply, she takes in the scent of fresh linens and earthy incense that fill the room, connecting her to the tranquil sanctuary she left behind. As sleep begins to claim her, she holds onto the memory of the greenhouse, knowing it will be a beacon of peace and harmony for her soul even in her dreams. As the last light of day seeps through the stained glass windows, it paints the walls in hues of amber and gold. Inside this warm attic haze, she finds herself drawn to the tranquility of the greenhouse. The air is rich with the scent of damp earth and blooming flora, soothing her senses as she enters. She moves slowly through the maze of plants, each step a gentle dance with nature's embrace. Her fingers trace the veins of leaves, feeling the life force coursing through them like an unseen river. The greenhouse is alive with the murmurs of insects, adding a soft symphony to the stillness around her. In this sanctuary, time seems to slow, allowing her to fully immerse herself in the gentle rhythm of life. A solitary snail ventures forth, leaving behind a silvery trail like a celestial path through the dew-kissed foliage. Its journey is slow and deliberate, a testament to patience and persistence in the face of change. She watches as it traverses the delicate balance of life, finding beauty in its simple existence. As twilight descends, she takes one final look at the greenhouse before turning to leave. With each step towards the garden gate, she carries the essence of this tranquil haven within her. The soft rustle of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl accompany her on her journey home. Her heart feels lighter, connected to nature in a way that words cannot express. As she crosses the threshold into her house, the memory of the greenhouse lingers like a soothing lullaby. She finds herself drawn to the window seat, where she can bask in the afterglow of her time spent amongst the plants. The gentle swaying of the trees outside mirrors the rhythm of her own breath, lulling her towards sleep. As darkness envelops the world outside, she closes her eyes and lets the memory of the greenhouse wash over her. With each inhale, she takes in the scent of earth and fresh linens that fill the room, tying her even more closely to the tranquil sanctuary she left behind. She holds onto the memory of the snail's journey, finding comfort in its slow and deliberate pace through life. As the last tendrils of twilight creep over the horizon, the caretaker gently unlocks the heavy wooden door to the greenhouse. The warm air inside envelops her like a comforting embrace, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming flowers and damp earth. She steps into the golden, lit chamber where countless plants sway softly in the gentle breeze that filters through the foggy glass. Her fingers trace the smooth bark of a nearby tree, feeling the quiet pulse of life beneath the surface. The caretaker moves through the maze of verdant life with slow, deliberate steps, her heartbeat synchronizing with the rhythm of nature around her. She pauses before a delicate fern, reaching out to gently brush away a stray cobweb from its fronds. As she does so, a lone snail glides across the damp foliage, leaving behind a silvery trail, like a secret message in the moonlight. The caretaker watches the snail's journey with soft-spoken fascination, feeling her own spirit mirroring its slow and steady progression through life. With each drop of dew she waters the plants, she offers a silent prayer for growth and resilience to take root in her own soul. In this sanctuary, she finds solace from the world outside, the sounds of nature providing an ever-present lullaby that soothes her weary mind. She takes a moment to rest on a nearby bench, feeling the cool wood beneath her as she absorbs the tranquility that surrounds her. As the sky above darkens, the greenhouse becomes a haven of twilight, bathed in soft hues of lavender and gold. The caretaker's breath fogs the air around her as she exhales, each inhale bringing with it the soothing scent of damp earth and blooming flowers. Her fingers brush against a delicate petal, feeling the life force within it pulsating gently like a tiny heartbeat. She finds peace in the quiet dance of nature around her, the rustling leaves and soft whispers of the wind serving as a soothing balm for her soul. As the stars begin to twinkle into existence outside, she knows it's time to leave this serene haven behind. She stands up from the bench, her heart filled with gratitude for the moments she has spent amongst the plants and the snail's journey. With a final glance at the greenhouse, the caretaker steps back out into the night, carrying the essence of this peaceful sanctuary within her. As she walks through the garden, the moonlight casts long shadows that dance gracefully across the dew-kissed foliage. She can feel the connection to nature growing stronger with each step, a comforting thread woven between her and the earth beneath her feet. Returning home, she finds solace in the knowledge that despite the chaos of the world outside, there will always be a tranquil haven waiting for her within the walls of the greenhouse. As she settles into bed, the memory of the snail's journey through the dewdrop-kissed foliage brings a sense of peace and balance to her slumbering mind. In the tender hours of dawn, the caretaker steps into the greenhouse, greeted by a symphony of dewdrops sparkling like diamond dust on each leaf. The air inside is warm and hazy, cradled by the soft embrace of the early morning sun that seeps through the foggy glass walls. As she begins to water the plants, her fingers trace the ridges of the earthen pots, feeling the cool dampness seep into her skin. Her breath fogs gently in front of her face, mingling with the misty atmosphere and dissolving into the earthy perfume that fills the space. The snail continues its leisurely journey, leaving a silvery trail on the surface of a large, velvety leaf beneath her fingertips. She watches as it moves with deliberate grace, seemingly oblivious to the world around it, yet perfectly attuned to the rhythms of nature. Its slow pace invites her to slow down too, allowing her thoughts to drift like wisps of cloud across the sky. She inhales deeply, filling her lungs with the rich scent of damp earth and growing things, feeling a sense of profound connection to the world around her. Each water droplet that falls from her fingers is a gentle reminder of the life-giving force that flows through all living things. As she moves from plant to plant, she whispers words of encouragement and gratitude, nurturing not only the plants but also her own soul. She folds herself onto a wooden bench, gazing out at the garden as the sun continues to rise, casting warm beams of light across the dewy foliage. Her heart swells with gratitude for this haven of peace and tranquility that has become her sanctuary. Eventually, as twilight descends, she rises from the bench, feeling a renewed sense of harmony with nature and the world around her. Carrying the essence of this peaceful sanctuary within her, she walks back through the garden, feeling profoundly connected to the earth beneath her feet. She pauses for a moment, taking in the sight of the snail's silvery trail glistening in the soft light of dusk. With a final, lingering glance at the greenhouse, she steps back out into the night, ready to carry this sense of peace and balance with her wherever she goes. With a soft breath, the caretaker enters the greenhouse at dawn, the air heavy with the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers. The first rays of sunlight kiss her face, filling her with a warm, gentle glow as she begins her morning routine. She moves through the rows of plants with grace, each touch a tender caress as she waters them, coaxing life from the soil. Her hands, calloused and strong, carry the wisdom of a lifetime spent nurturing nature's treasures. The sound of dripping water echoes softly, a soothing lullaby that harmonizes with the rustling leaves outside. A snail, glistening with dew, begins its slow journey across a leaf, leaving behind a silvery trail like a whisper in the wind. Time seems to stand still as she watches it move, each tiny step a reminder of life's gentle pace and serene beauty. As the sun climbs higher, the greenhouse fills with warm lantern light, bathing everything in a soft golden haze. With a heart full of gratitude, she continues her tasks, feeling deeply connected to each plant, each dewdrop, and every creature within this sanctuary. As twilight approaches, she prepares to leave the greenhouse, carrying the essence of this peaceful haven with her as she steps back into the world. The snail has now reached the edge of its journey, pausing for a moment before beginning its next adventure on the cool stone floor. In the quiet dusk, she walks through the garden, each step a gentle dance with the earth beneath her feet. The memories of the greenhouse follow her like a comforting embrace, filling her with a sense of peace and balance that lingers in every breath. She drifts past rows of flowers, their petals softly rustling as if whispering words of encouragement on her journey. As she walks, the world around her seems to slow down, each moment stretching out like a warm embrace from an old friend. Eventually, she returns to her home, the essence of the greenhouse still lingering within her soul. There, under the gentle moonlight, she finds solace in the knowledge that she carries a piece of this tranquil paradise with her wherever she goes. With a final, peaceful sigh, she closes her eyes and drifts off to sleep, embraced by the warmth and harmony of the earth beneath her.